we're going to be performing Act 3, Scene 3 of Othello, but we're doing a modern business rendition of it. I'll be performing the part of Iago.
And I will be playing Othello. My name is Devin.
I'm Daniel.
All right, hope you guys enjoy.
Be not a known on it. I have no use for it. Hanging up. I will in Cassio's lodging lose this napkin. And let him find it. Trifles light as air to the jealous, confirmations as strong as proofs of holy writ. This may do something. The more already changes with my poison. Dangerous conceits are, in their natures, poisons, which at first are scarce found to distaste, but with a little act upon the blood, burn like the mines of sulphur. I did say so. Look, where he comes. Not poppy nor mandragora, nor all the drowsy syrups of the world shall ever medicine thee to that sweet sleep which thou owedst yesterday. Here you go, sir.
Thank you. False to me.
What? How now, boss? No more of that.
Avaunt, be gone, thou hast set me on the rack. I swear 'tis better to be much abused than but to know it a little.
How now, my lord?
What sense had I of her stolen hours of lust? I saw it not, thought it not, it harmed not me. I slept the next night well, was free and merry. I found not Cassio's kisses on her lips. He that is robbed, not wanting what is stolen, let him not know it, and he's not robbed at all.
I'm sorry to hear this, sir.
I had been happy if the general camp, pioneers and all, had tasted her sweet body, so I had nothing known. Oh, now forever. Farewell the tranquil mind, farewell content. Farewell the plumage troop in the big wars that make ambition virtue. Oh, farewell. Farewell the neighing steed and the shrill trump, the spirit-stirring drum, the ear-piercing fife, the royal banner, and all quality, pride, pomp, and circumstance of glorious war. Know you mortal engines whose rude throats the immortal Jove's dead clamors counterfeit. Farewell, Othello's occupations, gone.
Is it possible, sir?
Villain, be sure thou provest my love a whore. Be sure of it. Give me the ocular proof. By the worth of man's eternal soul, thou hadst been better have been born a dog than answer my wicked wrath.
Does it come to this?
Make me to see it, for at the least so proveth that the probation bear no hinge nor loop to hang a doubt on, or woe upon thy life.
Noble lord.
If thou dost slander her and torture me, never pray more. Abandon all remorse. On horror's head, horrors accumulate. Do deeds to make heaven weep, all earth amazed. For nothing canst thou to damnation add, greater than that.
Oh, grace. Oh, heaven forgive me. Are you a man? Have you a soul or sense? God be with you. Take my office. O wretched fool that lives to make thine honesty a vice. O monstrous world, take note, O world. To be direct and honest is not safe. I thank you for this profit, and from hence I'll love no friend, since love breeds such offense.
Nay, stay, thou shouldst be honest.
I should be wise, for honesty's a fool and loses that it works for.
By the world, I think my wife be honest, and I think she is not. I think that thou art just, and that thou art not. I'll have some proof. Her name that was as fresh as Diane's visage is now be grimed and black as mine own suit. If there be cords or knives, poison or fire, or suffocating streams, I'll not endure it. Would I were satisfied.
I see, sir, you're eaten up with passion. I do repent me that I put it to you. You would be satisfied?
Would. Nay, I will.
And may, but how? How satisfied, my lord? Would you, the supervisor, grossly gape on? Behold her topped.
Determination!
were a tedious difficulty, I would think. To bring them to that prospect. Damn them, then. If ever mortal eyes do see them bolster more than their own, what then? How then? What shall I say? Where's satisfaction? It is impossible you should see this. Were they as prime as goats? As hot as monkeys? As salt as wolves in pride, and fools as gross as ignorance made drunk? But yet I say, if imputation and strong circumstances which lead directly to the door of truth will give you satisfaction, you may have it.
Give me a living reason she's disloyal.
I don't like this office. It's kind of cramped. But since I've entered into this cause so far, pricked to it by foolish honesty and love, I will go on. I lay with Cassio on a recent business trip, and being troubled with a raging tooth, I could not sleep. There are a kind of men so loose of soul that in their sleeps will mutter their affairs, and one of this kind is Cassio. In sleep I heard him say, "Sweet Desdemona, let us be wary, let us hide our loves." And then, sir, would he gripe and bring at my hand and cry, "Oh, sweet creature," and then kiss me hard as if he plucked up kisses by the roots that grew upon my lips, then laid his leg over my thigh and sighed, and kissed, and then cried, "Cursed fate that gave thee to the moor."
Monstrous!
Nay, but this was but his dream.
But this denoted a foregone conclusion.
'Tis a shrewd doubt, though it be but a dream. And this may help to thicken other proofs that do demonstrate thinly.
They're hurled to pieces.
Nay, but be wise, yet we see nothing done. She may be honest yet. Tell me but this. Have you not sometimes seen a handkerchief spotted with strawberries in your wife's hand?
I gave her such one. It was my first gift.
I know not that. But such a handkerchief, I'm sure it was your wife's. Did I today see Cassio wipe his beard?
If it be that.
If it be that or any that was hers, that speaks against her with the other proofs.
Oh, that the slave had 40,000 lives. One is too poor, too weak for my revenge. Now do I see 'tis true. Look here, Iago. All my fond love thus do I below to heaven. 'Tis gone. Arise, black vengeance from my hollow cell. Yield up, O love, thy crown and hearted throne to tyrannous hate. Swell bosom with thy throat, for 'tis of aspect's tongue.
Yet be content.
Blood, blood, blood!
Patience, I say. Your mind may perhaps change.
Never, Iago. Like to the Pontic sea, whose icy current and compulsive course ne'er feels retiring ebb, but keeps due on to the Pontic and the Hellespont. Even so my bloody thoughts with violent pace shall ne'er look back, ne'er ebb to humble love, till that a capable and wide revenge swallow them up. Now by yon marble heaven, in the due reverence of a sacred vow, I do here engage my words.
Don't rise yet. Witness you ever-burning lights above Othello Court. You elements that clip us round about, witness here that Iago doth give up the execution of his wit, hands, and heart to wronged Othello's service. Let him command, and to obey shall be in me remorse. What bloody business ever.
I greet thy love, not with vain thanks, but with acceptance bounteous. And obey, and listen, and will upon the instant put thee to it. Within these 3 days, let me hear thee say that Cassio's not alive.
My friend is dead. 'Tis done at your request. But let her live.
Damn her. Blue minx. Damn her! Come, go with me apart. I will withdraw to furnish me with some swift means of death for the fair devil. Now art thou my lieutenant.
I am yours forever.
Today I will be playing as Prospero from The Tempest. I will be doing a collection of monologues with a short intro as to what each monologue is. Today I have Will and Alana just kind of helping me out. Will will be playing Antonio in the first scene and Gonzalo in the next couple, and Alana will be Miranda in the first scene. They will be sitting down so I can monologue to them. So give them a round of applause for helping me. Alright, so to start off, we will be exploring Prospero's monologue to Antonio after he cancels his vision, realizing that there is a plot to murder him, and he wishes to console Antonio, for he doesn't want him to be worried about him when he is with his lover. So he just said,
You want us to sound like this one?
yeah, like basically. You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels are ended. These are actors, as I foretold you, who are all spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. And, like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherit, shall dissolve 1885, and, like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness. My brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell, and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk, to still my beating mind. This next monologue, Prospero bestows upon Ariel his final request before he renounces his magic, his powers, and begins the long journey to regain his dukedom. Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work would cease.
I did say so. When I first raised the tempest, say, my spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
Confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them, all prisoners, sir. In the lying grove which weather bends your cell, they cannot bulge till you release. The king, his brother, and yours abide all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay, but chiefly him that you termed Sir, the good Lord Gonzalo. His tears run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Your charm so strongly works them, that if you now behold them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, which output air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions, and shall not myself, one of their kind, that relish all as sharply passion as they, be kindlier moved than thou art? Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason gainst my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown farther, Go release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, and ye on that sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune and do fly him when he comes back. You demi puppets that by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make, whereof the ewe not bites, and you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew, by whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong-based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers. Open, and let them forth. Be my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it in certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound. I'll drown my book. As the play draws to its end, Prospero seeks his dukedom back, but he also finds it in his heart to forgive those who have wronged him. He gives a fair, what is this? Yeah, he asks Gonzalo kindly to allow him back his dukedom. In this last tempest, I perceive these lords at this encounter do so much admire that they devour their reason, and scarce think their eyes do offices of truth. Their words are natural breath. But, howsoe'er you have been justled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very Duke which was thrust forth of Milan, who most strangely upon this shore where you were wrecked, was landed to be the Lord on't. No more yet of this, for 'tis a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, nor befitting this first meeting. Welcome, sir. This cell is my court. Here have I few attendants, and subjects none abroad. Pray you, look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing. At least bring forth a wonder to content ye, as much as for me my dukedom. Unique to most of Shakespeare's plays, The Tempest had an epilogue in which Prospero gives his farewell speech. In this instance, it's not so much Prospero speaking as much as it is Shakespeare himself. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own. which is most faint. Now, 'tis true I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not. Since I have my dukedom got, and pardoned the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell, but release me from my bands, with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.
From the beginning of this class, masking, like the themes of masking and marriage kind of really seem to play a role in a lot of the plays that we read and talked about. So those two themes really stuck with me, and I decided to do my research paper kind of on how they coincide with each other. So I'm focusing on Taming of the Shrew and Much Ado About Nothing, and how the characters mask themselves to almost avoid marriage, but by the end of their plays, the masking kind of disappears, and then they end up with the marriages anyway, and they end up happy. So like with Katerina, I was focusing on how all she truly wants in life is attention and love, but because she believes she doesn't deserve it, she masks herself and acts like the shrew that she is, but in reality she's not. And eventually Petruchio is able to bring out the true Katerina, and by the end of the play, she realizes what she deserves, and she realizes that she does love him and that she wants to be with him. So in the end, she masks herself to avoid marriage, which is what she wants, and when she finally is allowed to open herself up, she gets the marriage and the love and the attention she wants, and it ends in a good way. And the same thing with Much Ado About Nothing and Beatrice. She kind of feels as if she's an outsider, but we learn as the play goes on that she's really not as on the outside as she portrays herself to be. And in reality, she knows that she loves Benedict, as well as Benedict knows that he loves her, but they both avoid the fact that they love each other because they don't believe that they should be together. They mask who they really are. And in reality, again, by the end of the play, they share their affection and they get the happy ending that they deserve and that they want. So I think what I was curious about is why in human nature and these characters do we mask ourselves and try to avoid what we really want? Why do we allow fear to take over and for us to portray ourselves as something that we're not, instead of allowing ourselves to just fall and allow life to take its course?
Oh, that's deep.
So yeah, that's why I picked those two themes and to try to put them together. That's about it.